Today in my hardcore Minecraft world, I'm having a professional artist judge my builds. That's right, I'll be subjecting my builds to his critiques to see if I've improved at all, or if I've just been wasting my time in this world.
I hate it. I hate it. Can't stand it.
So stick around to the end to see what he says about the new addition of the city. Yep, that is right, guys. My friend who is currently in school getting his art degree is going to be judging our builds, based on just color and style. I don't know, maybe I'll do some interiors, but I'm a little nervous. I've seen his work. He knows what he's doing. So yeah, definitely subjecting myself to some harsh criticisms here, but you know what? I'm really proud of these builds I've come up with for the area behind me. And I do already have the materials gathered up, so let's just jump right into it and see what we can get down for him to judge. Hey, check it out, guys. The first visitors in the city. Oh, I hope they like the new build. And there it is. The first build of this section of the city is officially done. Now, oh, get this scaffolding out of the way. Now, this is a build that I am super proud of, you guys. And I think that's kind of why I picked like this little area, because I don't know. I have a lot of the city planned out. Not that I don't like this section. I think this section is actually really cool. But I feel like, I don't know. I feel like this section might really like catch the artist eye. Well, except for this side here. But they're going to be connected right up next to one another. So there's no need to worry about having, these flat textures. I mean, you can kind of see that in the back here too. But there'll be a build here. I haven't designed this one. Maybe we'll do this one live, like on camera here at some point. But yeah, kind of just flat, no windows or anything here. But I really, ever since, gosh, a long time ago, where I saw B-Dubs, I think it was, go figure, B-Dubs doing something cool building. But he had used, bone blocks and like sandstone and everything really well together. I've just kind of wanted to replicate that, and I even got some of the mushroom stem blocks in there, or no, these are the mushroom stem blocks in there, oops, along with some of the like smooth quartz, some white concrete. So just like a lot of like different textures and stuff, some variations like whites and off whites, but I think they work, and it kind of like gives the idea of like some very like weathered patches. There's also a lot of things that you're going to see like throughout the city that I'm kind of keeping consistent, like these what are these? I almost said trapdoors. These scaffolding windows is kind of like a common trend or a theme in, around the city here. At least it will be. This is the first build in the city. In terms of the interior, obviously nothing too crazy going on here. I do want to make sure, yeah, it looks like we're all spawn proof, so that's awesome. No mobs gonna spawn in there. As for the roof itself here, pretty much just like a classic brick roof, but we have some granite pieces in there, as well as some like kind of like highlights or accents, or hey, maybe even this was, pretty old building. I think most of this city in general is going to be old, but maybe, who knows, some of the like shingles came off and they just replaced it with wood. But I really like it. The chimney, pretty cool too. Don't want to add campfires to everything, but you will see some here when we get started on these other builds in just a second. yeah, that just happened. I just built these. No, but guys, I am super happy with these. I mean, if you couldn't already tell by my arrogance, but like I don't know, I got a good feeling. I think he's gonna have some good things to say about these builds. Obviously, we talked about this guy over here. Let's turn our attention to these two. Again, we can kind of see those themes for this upper area, which doesn't have a name quite yet. Like I've been thinking, I've been working on some names, but we'll come up with it maybe by the end of the episode, or if not, you guys let me know down in the comments what you're thinking. But you can see those themes, right, with the scaffolding for the windows and these similar roofs where they just kind of cut off here. I honestly, like, I used to do overhangs on all my builds. I mean, you can kind of see that down in Midtown, like everything kind of has an overhang regardless of the roof style or shape, although those are all very unique. These ones, yeah, I want it to be a little more uniform, and I think you can kind of see that. We focus on this build here for a second. We do have this chimney. I went with the soul campfires, I think they're called, just because, you know, the blue kind of goes a little bit better with the trap doors. And I like the idea of having the anvils on top here. It doesn't let out as much smoke. But yeah, every now and then we get big puffs kind of like that. And then again, the copper, right, it kind of ties us into this roof. Same thing here. You can see some like the original deep slate maybe. And then this is like the ones that have been worn down. So this is more like a slate roof. And then obviously this building is a whole bunch of woods and these different like gradients. And then when it gets down to the bottom, now they're bricks because you know what? I don't use these too much, and they're like a pretty cool block. Like they have a lot of like purpley, red, even like some pink. We get real close, you can see like there's some pink tones in there as well. So I don't know. I guess there's like overall has a little bit of brown, so it kind of sticks out a lot, but I like it. Interior wise, not much going on. I did leave this little gap in between them because there's gonna be like a little garden, I'm thinking, back here. Like I think maybe it'll connect up from the back here up to this building, and we'll have like a little garden. Didn't do the back for this build. Oops, sorry about that. I thought there was going to be something else back here. I don't think there is. I think I might do like a little garden, unless the garden only goes like halfway, but probably going to have to do that at some point. This back, all done. Actually, all the sides of this are done, but I want to talk about something like just in between here. You can see that I have these chains like holding them together. I initially want to do like some sort of like clothesline kind of thing, but since it's such a narrow little pathway, I thought maybe like, what if, hear me out, there's a bit out there lore wise, but what if these buildings like were connected before and then they've kind of started shifting apart, like, and maybe we can even exaggerate this with the terrain. Like, I don't know if we'll do another building here, maybe, but like, what if it's like, yeah, there was like an earthquake, or just over time, like things have like eroded and like the ground here started to shift a little bit. And you could even kind of see that like this is sturdier, like that's pretty flat, but then this is like definitely sloped. So maybe this is kind of moved, and the owner or like the city came in and added these chains to kind of like not necessarily pull them back together, but to hold them together. And now it's like, oh, okay, well, now we have a couple hundred more years before these buildings split up and this one falls into like the landfill or something. So cool little bit of lore there. As for our mud building, it has a bottom that is like tough. No real like divider, like over if I pop into the pond here, okay. We'll go with it. Over in Midtown, you could see like a build like this where there is such a like stark contrast between the black and the orange. I like to try to split it up a little bit. And yeah, same thing even here on this next build. Like we do have this little like miniature stable. And then over here, like the whites and the grays kind of go together, but they're cut up very subtly with these trap doors. Whereas I kind of like the just like natural transition here. I don't necessarily think it needs something. Like I think because we have the darker color here and the lighter color on the top, your eye like just kind of like naturally transitions, and then to the very like sort of vibrant blue green of the copper roof, so your eyes just kind of like led upwards. So yeah, remind me guys, I need to say that sounded very artsy. I need to say that to my friend later. Maybe I'll get some bonus points with him. But again, nothing on the side or the back, but still keeping that same kind of, roof style shape we talked about. And then you can see like where the copper is like less oxidized and where it's like very worn in some places. In terms of name and interior, we have no name or interior, but that's okay. That's what you guys are for. And I don't really know what I want to do with these yet. I've just been so focused on like adding to the world. I think eventually these can be like some nice little farms, or maybe they'll just be like, give them some nice interiors, put some villagers in here, put some cats in here, whatever. Before we do any more building though, there's a couple of things I want to do. And the first thing I want to do here is level out some more of this terrain just off to the side here because, well, the city's mostly flat. I did a big chunk of that last episode, but I'd like to finish that out and just not have to dig for a while. So let's hop into a time lapse. Oh, it's done. It's flat, and my wrists hurt. I don't think I ever want to break another block as long as I live. Luckily for me, we're just going to stick to placing blocks the rest of this video. But first, let's stop back over at the stables. And go figure it's raining because, well, when isn't it raining in this world? But this is where we had spent most of our time last episode, right? We built this beautiful little stable, this cool little, like, I was calling it like the oak bonsai tree, because that's kind of, the way the trunk curves there and stuff. And yeah, obviously the purpose of this was for horse breeding, right? We're trying to get the fastest horse in the game. And at the end of the video, I teased this guy. So if you didn't stick around to the end, you might have missed this. But we have this guy right here. He doesn't have a name yet, but he's pretty fast. And I think just trying to get the fastest horse, I think maybe we should breed at least like one horse per episode going forward. Something like that. I don't know. I think it'd be good to help us out. Let's see if we can get faster than 13.5. All right, let's see. 13.5 is the number to beat. Ooh, I think that's still... All right, hang on. Let's get some horses out of here. Ooh. How's that even possible? Ooh, okay, that's not very good. Bad horses aside, I still really, really like the stables, and I appreciate all the support you guys gave that last video. That was a lot of fun to make. But fun doesn't end there, because you're about to get really spoiled here. Because this build, that's right, we're doing another little build here. I designed an interior for. That's right. I did do it off camera. I know I said I'd do it on camera, but I got a little excited, and yeah. But it's going to be much cooler this way. Trust me, guys. Trust me. All right, you guys, and here we have it. The pink plant shop, as I've been calling it, is entirely done. Interior, exterior, you name it. And whew, dude, I am just so happy with how this turned out. I mean, here, if I go on a free cam, you can kind of see it from this angle here. Although there will be some buildings here soon, so we're not really going to see it from this angle, but maybe here's a little more accurate. But yeah, I love this palette so much. I had seen a couple people use some of these like pink blocks, specifically. I don't know. Remember what terracotta? This might be like white terracotta actually, but just blending that in. Obviously it's pretty pink, but with like the different pinks and whites, and then some of the white glass to kind of like soften things up a little bit. And maybe the white glass, yeah, looks a little bit better from over here. You can't see it as much, but yeah, dude, I am so happy with how this turned out. I also, you can kind of see, tried to tie the chimney in to this build over here, right? Our little whitish house. That ties in pretty nicely, I think. Your eye kind of gets glided along down here, and then there's a little bit of stone and tuff, or I guess it's andesite, tuff, diorite, all that stuff is going to kind of blend in with these buildings just on the corner section here. So really excited for that. The other, a big obvious thing here is the tree. It just kind of felt like there was something missing here when I had first built this, and I was like, you know what, this is designed to be like a plant shop, greenery, greenhouse type thing. So, I mean, why not incorporate one of the trees from our forest over there, right? One of our little scraggly pine trees. So maybe there'll be more here. Because this area here, the city's gonna kind of end when it wraps around, and it's gonna be like almost like a little forest, I think is the idea. And then this like half broken down wall is gonna tie into like an old, dilapidated kind of gatehouse here. So that'll like transition to the next part of the city, and the mountain and whatnot. But let's take a look at the inside here of the plant shop. So, also, we'll take some name suggestions. I thought it was cool to have these like little like almost like signs, name box kind of things, but they kind of look like these like little hanging lanterns, which wasn't exactly what I was going for, but I'm really happy. So yeah, leave your names in the comments. Anyways, though, inside here we just have some like plants, and obviously it's pretty lush and overgrown. This kind of serves as like the cash register or computer, right? So this is like where you'd go to check out to buy your plants. And then obviously we have a couple of these in the display window there, which I thought was really cool. Like you can kind of see they're advertising their plants. Also serves as a nice secret entranceway. Upstairs here, the idea is this would be like a like pull out bed. So the owner, obviously loves plants, so they have a lot of like plant life and greenery up here. But this might be like storage just for them personally, for their belongings and whatnot. And then like during the daytime, they can sit on their couch here. Also, maybe some like pictures of the past owners of the plant shop or like family members, whatever. And you can see too, I really liking the looms with like the signs on them recently, especially if we go back outside. Yeah, you get some of that reddish, pinky kind of tone, and I think that works really well. Continuing back downstairs here, you'll notice that like every now and then we have these like cracks in the floor. Some of them are filled up with water. Especially back here in the greenhouse, you can see like where the dirt and podzol and mud and whatever might be a little soggier because of that. And then because of that, right, we have some like vines and weeds growing in here. But again, just some of the stuff like they had on display. Lots of different things, spore blossoms for the particle effect, and then more like alliums, fungus, whatever you might be looking to buy here. So it is meant to be like pretty cluttered. I feel like most of the like greenhouses, greeneries I've been to are like pretty cluttered, just kind of like stuff all over the place, but like in the best way possible. So like same thing back here, maybe a little more organized, but we have like these plants that maybe you can like trim them or like take, I don't know, take like a branch of them to like start growing your own rose bush. I don't know if that's exactly the plants that would work for, but I'm working with limited knowledge here. I also like the idea though that this person, they have a green thumb, so maybe they're into bees and beekeeping as well. So that's why we got the beehives back here. And then here as well, we have just some more like saplings in the trees here. In the trees? No, in the in the pots, potted plants. Words, what are they? Um, and then keeping with the idea of pots, I thought this was a cool little design, like a hanging shelf. Um, I don't I don't actually know if I've seen this anywhere. I want to say this was out of my own imagination, but like odds are I saw this a long time ago and just totally forgot and it popped back up into my memory. But for now, we'll say this is an original Viper design, and I think it looks kind of cool, blends in with the wooden aspect of the back of this build. Last little bit I want to touch on, obviously on the sides here we have some ladders, just kind of, I don't know, giving it like extra sort of pop of color and that sort of just like added detail. I like toyed around with it around here, and maybe I'll put them back at some point, but I think just having it up higher, just kind of wrapping it around the build looks nicer. But what I really wanted to point out to you guys was this green glass. And if we go back into the greenhouse here, you can kind of see that as well. But yeah, I think, I mean, it is a greenhouse in the back there, so it's fitting that it has the glass. And I tried different color glass, but I think the dark green glass just really blends in with like the copper and some of the mossy stone bricks in there, and just kind of ties it all together. And I think this is kind of an underrated view of it that I'm hoping we'll see more of when I, extend the pathway down here and we start working on the city over here or whatever's going to be around the mountain. But yeah, just super cool. I love just the different like whites and pinks and how everything kind of plays together, especially with this tree, like the greens and how that interacts with the green of the roof. And super happy. And yeah, hopefully I remember to point that out when my friend joins here. And speaking of my friend the artist, it is officially time. He's ready to go, and I'm a little bit scared. I'm really happy with these builds. They're some of my favorite things I've built in this world, but I don't know. I'm really hoping he doesn't rip into us too much. Maybe he'll be kind. Well, there's only one way to find out. Let's get him in here. Well, thanks for stopping by today, man. I have my back turned to everything now because I don't want to give it away just yet. But the reason I brought you on here today is I have a couple of new builds that I'm pretty proud of. I've been trying to use different color theory, color palettes, whatever. And I figured what better way than to have somebody who actually knows what they're talking about judge it and tell me, if I'm just if I'm like full of it, or if I'm actually onto something here. So I appreciate you stopping by.
Hey man, I'm flattered.
Yeah. Hey. Oh, please. You you
Can't
might
wait.
not be for long. Let's see. There's going to be 4 builds, but these are the first 3 I want to show you here.
All right. Nice.
So, thank you. Yeah, this is we're in the start of what will, eventually become the city here. And, I'm gonna add some more buildings all around here. But I decided to kind of go with this little street corner on the city, like this little block here. Because I think there's just like a different, like wide variety of like colors and textures and stuff. But there's also like some themes that I was going with, like to try to tie everything together. So I don't know. Yeah, feel free to interject or like let me know if I hit the mark, or like this just isn't it, and I should just like totally delete the world and my channel. So there's a lot riding on this, dude.
No pressure.
Yeah, none at all. Well, I'll show you this one here first. Oh, damn it. This one here, this like little white house build, kind of whatever you call it. It's supposed to be like, I don't know, you can kind of see there's like these different like off whites, and then like the main versions where maybe this is like a little more worn from like the sun beating down on it, even like mixing in some of the sandstone and stuff like we have here on the side. Just like a lot of like different variations. Oh, dude, I keep falling in here.
Yeah, no, it kind of looks like some old like Spanish or Italian buildings that have kind of gotten sun bleached over time.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's kind of almost what I was going for here with like the roof a little bit too. Like you can see how like, yeah, it maybe used to be like these bricks and whatnot. And I can here, we'll go up on the roof for a second, do some maintenance. but yeah, like it used to be like these different bricks and stuff, and then maybe the granite is like where they're kind of falling apart, and then maybe even like they patched it up together. And I don't know what you think. I kind of think like this is like the jungle wood. I kind of think this works. Like tying it in here. I know they're like not the exact same color, but to me, like there isn't like if I fly up a little bit, there isn't like enough contrast to make it like really jarring. I think it's like just the right amount to like maybe make it pop, or maybe I'm just totally been staring
So
at this too long.
no, I think what you got going on here works. It would just have to maybe be a little bit bigger scale,
Okay.
like so that way the pattern can kind of work better with your eyes and kind of create that little optical illusion on it where it like all kind of melts together. Because like what you got going here, like close up, it works and all of that, but when you back out, like when you flew out back,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
it all yeah, like it meshes together like really well. Like it looks like just like a nice textured roof.
Okay.
So
Awesome.
like yeah, bigger is better when it comes to like patterns and stuff for sure.
Cool. Okay. I appreciate it. Yeah, so I guess yeah, it's true. I guess maybe I haven't like flown back enough, but yeah, it does kind of blend in nicely. So I guess that's kind of the effect I was going for there. I don't
Yeah, the
know.
same thing on the walls too. Like it's a really good like gradient of patterns that you got going on the sun bleached wall too.
Oh yeah, on the like on the wall here. Thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah. I it's like feels sort of random, like to an extent, like a little bit, but I think it's like enough, like that it kind of works. Like I guess I could have probably, like for example, up on yeah, I keep flying around, sorry, but like up on the mountain there, like you can see those different blocks. Like I have to go
hmm
through and do it the rest of the way, but I like carefully am going in and like placing where like the shadowy spots are, like where the sun doesn't hit. I guess I could have maybe done that a little bit more on this build, but I think like for this, small scale, and you're never like because this is going to be in the middle of a city, like you're never going to see that from like super far away, like maybe just down the end of the street. Like I think it works. It's not like too egregious, I guess.
No, it's good. You got a good starting point with that.
Oh man, thank you. Yeah, I was real happy with this one. Obviously, there's nothing inside, so we're just gonna. I do have one
Yeah,
interior to show you, but for the most part, dude, like it's pretty much just these exteriors here. So
yeah.
cool. This one, I am really happy with, but like this one, I'm a little worried you might rip me apart for. And I guess the like I don't know. I go back and forth on these, like the nether bricks, if they work. Part of me kind of thinks they work, like with the like this darker wood, because like okay, so I saw this video talking about if you get real close right to the blocks and you kind of zoom in, you could see like there's like this block is like a brownish red kind of color, but when you get in close, like you can see there's like pinks and purples and like browns and blacks. So kind of
Yeah.
I guess trying to bring out those colors more, like focus more on like the brown tones, and then also like the brick texture of it makes it feel like more of like a foundation, right? Because it's at the bottom, like you don't see any of the bricks anywhere but the bottom of this building. So I don't know. I guess like what anything standing out to you on this one? I'm putting myself up on the chopping block here for this build.
So yeah, I think I do see where you're going with the color on the nether brick. That is what stands out to me too.
Yeah.
The thing that throws me off with the bricks isn't that it's like got the pinks and all that. It's more so like the woods are more neutral
Okay.
and the nether bricks aren't they're not neutral. So like
Right.
they pop out a lot more than the browns from the woods. Not in a bad way. If that's like I think if you
Sure.
kind of like meshed in like a little bit more of a pattern, like maybe put it in the roof or something, so that way it's not like my eyes are
Oh.
just pulled to the bottom of the building. Because
Yeah.
right now, like the hues on the bricks, they pop more than anything because the rest of the building is pretty neutral. So like
Mhm.
my eyes just stare straight at the bottom, and like maybe if there's something in the roof, maybe a little
Oh.
more color throughout the whole thing, it would let my eyes
Yeah.
flow around the whole thing.
And dude, that's so funny that you mentioned that. I'm really glad you brought that up because that's literally I think this build and then the build around the corner there. Maybe even this one too. Actually, I think it was this one here too. I was literally talking about that's something I'm trying to do more like is play with like sight lines and like gradually guiding the eye. And in this case, like with this build, not to totally shift gears, but like also I should sleep so I don't die. That would be a real bummer.
Good
But
idea.
yeah, it can hurt, right?
Yeah.
No, dude, but what I'm saying with the mud brick building over here is I think like the idea behind this was like kind of having these these grays, right, like the darker tones, and your eyes just kind of get naturally lit upwards because like this is lighter, and then we have like the colorful roof at the top. So I think that's kind of what I was going for. Like we don't so much have like the sun washed white like gradient we talked about there. It's just kind of like more random with like the bricks, or like the places maybe the brick is worn away, maybe like this all used to be brick. But the main focus here is like to kind of guide the eye upwards, because at the end of the day, I mean, I feel like this blue green like turquoise color is really like the thing that's catching the eye in this building at least.
Oh, for sure. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's the is that turquoise teal? I don't know the green the
yeah,
green copper.
yeah, something
Yeah,
like that. See if we get real
that's a
close.
nice little color pop right there on
Yeah,
top of that. And like I like how you kind of have the kind of gradient going on the roof too. That's a really cool little effect you got going on there.
thank you, man. Yeah, I was
Yeah,
trying to like, yeah, again, like obviously copper, right, oxidizes and stuff, but I mean, I love this blue. Like I've been using this a lot more. This is gonna pop up more in the city and literally around the corner. But just like trying to show off, like, yeah, this building, again, you can kind of tell from the front, like, it's pretty old. Like, this is what the roof used to look like, and even this isn't in that good of a state. So you can kind of see, like, where
yeah.
it's slowly aged, and, like, in the middle of the roof is really taking a beating. Um,
So
it's kind
hear
of the
me out.
idea there. Yeah, I'm
I
hearing
don't
you.
know. I don't know if it will work with this building right here, but when it comes to that like blue green color,
Yeah.
I think like an orange, like a little orange or something, might be like a nice complement to that.
Ooh. That's it.
Like maybe not hard on each other, but like if it was both of those two things were sprinkled into a build, it would like they would juxtapose pretty nice.
Okay. You know what? That's something that I played around with. Like, here, if I'll quick field trip.
Yeah,
Like,
I know. So I switched gears on you real quick.
no,
Sorry.
dude, you're good. No. Like, hey, I'm cool to go wherever if you are. But like I had played around with that down here, like in this part of the base, like before I had these walls were orange for like not very long. I didn't like it. It was clear here it needed to be neutral, but I feel like yeah, the orange and blue is something that like
Yeah,
I've
it's like
tried to
little
make
orange
work.
berries.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
like the orange berries are nice little color pops. Like
yeah.
they stick out. They look nice
Oh,
down here.
oh yeah, the berries. No, dude, for sure. I never even realized that. That's so funny you mentioned that. Like it does work real
Yeah.
well. Damn, look at professional over here. Well, unprofessional here.
Oh, oh.
But no, I think the orange and blue, like yeah, absolutely would be something that I'd like to try at some point. And yeah, like you said, I don't know if it works in the build here, but I feel like I could definitely make that work somewhere in the city. Just maybe not like as orange as this one. I feel like it's kind of got to be in moderation somehow.
Yeah.
Cool,
I mean,
man.
even like the lantern you got on the front, that's a nice little orange pop right there.
Yeah. Oh, good
Like
point.
little details and stuff. Like maybe not Bloxburg has like maybe just little details you can throw on like the berries or the lantern.
Yeah.
Those are easy to stick in, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's a good point. Like these builds themselves are like fairly detailed with like the blocks that are like, intertwined to make them up, but like they're also not like there I don't know, there's not a whole lot going on here. Like I do have like this little sign, like I don't know what this would be, like a bread shop or bakery or something, whatever. But like I would like to start incorporating more of that. Like maybe there's some like just like chests or whatever piled up here, or like there's some carts passing through the city. So like some more detail to kind of bring
Yeah.
the attention to these builds. And then
Like even like you could use like oak barrels or something on the wood one to like maybe vary up the texture on that. There's
ooh,
barrels in this game, right? I'm pretty sure there's barrels.
yeah, there are barrels. I know
Okay,
it's
yeah.
been a little while since we last played together, but yeah, we got barrels.
Yeah. So like yeah, there's always there's plenty of stuff you can do to like change up like a little texture or something like that. Because like that wood one, the pattern you have going on there is like really eye catching too. Like it, like I like how you have that going too.
Thanks, man.
Because like it just kind of like because you were talking about you want to be able to pull your eyes across that pattern, kind of like keeps
Mhm.
you going across the whole building.
Yeah. Yeah, you know what? And that actually, all right, so field trip. I
Oh boy.
wonder if something like this would work because I have like these composters down here, is what these are,
Oh
but
yeah.
they also work really well. Like maybe something
No, it
like
looks really
that
cool.
could go well in there. Yeah.
Yeah,
Huh.
that's actually like really cool.
Yeah. You know that maybe that's the answer instead of these nether bricks. I don't know.
Now, are you doing a scaffolding for all the windows, or is that just like a placeholder?
I am going with the scaffolding. So I think I'd mentioned like at the start here with like trying to keep some like similar themes throughout the city and throughout the builds. And one of them is kind of like this abrupt end with the roof because I have some roofs with like that are really busy up here for like the castle. And then obviously over here, I have some more like pointed ones and like these like A-frame type ones. And I
Yeah.
don't know, roofs I struggle with a lot. And I've seen people do just simple ones like this. Like, I think they work pretty well. So I was doing those roofs for these builds, and um, then I was doing the scaffolding windows because I kind of like the yellow. I don't know why. There's something about it that just like it makes me happy. I don't know. The yellow just seems to maybe it's out of place or feels weird or I don't know. Did you
No,
have
that's how
thoughts?
it feels. I was just wondering because no, it's a cool little theme. You know, like if you're doing a city or a town, cities and towns, they always have like building codes and certain things you need to have. And
Right.
so, like maybe in your city, the scaffold windows, that's the look the townspeople love, and so that's what you're getting.
Yeah. No, absolutely. I think that's a good point. And yeah, that's kind of what I'm going for here. I do have like some other builds kind of planned out over here that follow fairly closely to this, but like a little bit different. But I think for the most part, I'd like to keep it the same, or like just leave them open, or maybe like a
Yeah,
glass pane or something. But I did a lot of that over here in Midtown. This area is called because it's so bad. No, I'm just kidding. Um, but but I did do like a lot of like the open windows and like different like trapdoor type designs with that. And I just want to kind of keep it simple. I've seen more and more like the scaffolding windows and like people that I watch and stuff. And I was like, you know what?
mhm.
Yeah, I like that.
No, keeping it simple is definitely a good idea for like what you got going on here because like the walls and whatnot are I don't want to say busy because that sounds bad, but like they
Yeah,
occupy a lot of what you're looking at, and so having those simple windows kind of like breaks it up a little bit.
for sure. And yeah, no, I think it's fair to say busy because yeah, there is like a lot going on. And I think that's kind of why, yeah, part of me I'd mentioned like not doing a whole lot out front here just because yeah, I mean there's there's a lot going on. It's true. There's a lot of like different colors and textures. So well, cool. There is one more build I want to show you, and this one does have an interior. This is the one I was texting you about earlier that I was finishing up. I just kind of built this like the other day, and I am like really happy with this one. So I'm not gonna lie. I'll be you. I want to hear what you have to say, honest opinion, but I would be like pretty
Ah,
gutted if you said this
I
sucked.
hate it. I hate it. Can't stand it.
No.
No, it's great. It's I've been peeping this one the whole time
Oh
actually. I've
really?
been
Oh
yeah, I've been
man.
waiting for you to get to it.
Oh sick, dude.
Yeah, every time
We're
you fly
here.
by, I was like, oh, is he gonna talk about this one?
Is he gonna
No,
talk
because
about?
like this is kind of like exactly what I was talking about, where it's like you have this really cool pattern and like color scheme going on.
Yeah.
Uh, love the roof, by the way.
Thank you. Thank you, man.
Like I like how you focus a little bit more on the green because like you have some of the ones that aren't fully oxidized, but the
Mhm.
nice little couple pieces you have right there, and then the mossy stone brick kind of like it's a nice theme you got going on with that up there. But this is
Thanks,
what I was
dude.
getting at, where I was talking about like little details on stuff, like really make bring it out. Like
Yeah.
you have the cool house built, and that's really nice. But like the nice little details kind of like give it a little more life, like make it pop a little bit more, kind of break up. I mean, it's Minecraft, but it kind of breaks up the blocky structure. Like it
Yeah.
looks less flat. Like because the other ones are really cool. Once you put some like a little like detail or like a little things on them to like make them look lived in, I guess.
Mhm.
They're not gonna look as like flat. if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And like this right here, I think just exemplifies like the whole like the full potential of what you can get going on with these kind of houses.
Oh, dude, thank you. I'm blushing. I'm blushing,
Yeah,
dude.
yeah, no, this was awesome.
Yeah, I like totally agree. Like this one, I feel like I mean, I probably spent a couple hours just like designing this one, like across a couple days, like taking breaks and coming back to it. But
Yeah,
I
the picture frames. Oh my goodness, that's cool.
thanks, man. Yeah, I like on the bottom here, like I had it originally just like all this tough, but then I wanted to mix in some of like the lighter stone. But still trying to keep this floor darker than
Hmm.
this one because I knew I wanted this upper part to be like the white and pink. And again, the whole idea of like your eye like leading upwards into this like this is the part I want you to pay attention to, even though like I do have some cool details like this is a plant like shop greenhouse type place, so it's like they have like
Yeah,
a bunch of plants and like a flower garden outside, so it's like come inside, check out our plants. But
you got like a little atrium. It looks like from the front window or something like that.
y-
It's cool.
yeah, and there'll be some more I'll show you in the back. Oh, dude,
It looks like
of
oh,
course it's raining. Yeah. Oh, dude, this world, I feel like it rains all the time. There we go. It's a thunderstorm, so I can skip it. We're skipping it.
oh yeah. Looks like a nice little bougie coffee shop or something you would stop by and got the
Yeah.
flowers and everything. It's
Yeah.
nice.
Thank you, man. Absolutely. And I think like I don't know, I have fun with doing the details. Like there's like some clay kind of thrown in there, so it does have like a little bit of like the bluish that I think kind of works with the
Hmm.
like the blue green of the copper like we were talking about before. And then some of these like more magenta y colors, but and what a lot of people do, and I am trying to do it. I don't know if I'm executing it, but like the idea is when you put like these glass panes over it, you can kind of like soften the color. So like you could see there, it's like a deeper, like darker pink, but then with the white glass over it, it almost makes it like similar to the cherry planks here.
Yeah.
And I don't know if like up close, like it kind of looks a little weird. Like I'm still unsure on it, but I think it's like if I back up here, like I think it's giving that effect that I want, but like, and I did that with some of the clay, like to mute some of the blues down towards the bottom here.
Well, I think you got going on right here is like yeah, when you get up close and look at every single little thing, maybe it'll look a
Hmm.
little bit weird, but all the little smaller pieces kind of come together and make something greater than the whole. Like they come to be like it's called gestalt, something
Okay.
dirty or whatever. But it's like when a bunch of small pieces come together to make something greater than the sum of their parts, and that's what you kind of have going on here. Like all the small little details, they all add up to be something better than what they would be if they were just by themselves on like
Yeah.
individual houses here or there. You have enough going on, and you didn't go overboard with it because like you could have very easily went overboard with the stained glass, and I don't think you did that.
Oh man. Awesome, dude. Thank you. Yeah, and that's super cool. I love hearing like that the thing that I accidentally did is like an actual term and stuff, and like, oh,
Yeah,
that's cool. That feels good because I was like, again, I was worried about this one. I was like, it's a bit out there, but I think it's like it's cool. Like here too, almost like parts were like boarded up because I like using the back. So this is like a loom block, so where you would dye like your banners and stuff. Um, but like the back side of it and like the side texture is like this cool like red. And I feel like this almost like I did some on the side too. I went a little crazy with it. I really like that effect, but I think it like it works and gives like the very busy like
almost looks
like
like a little ladder like a kid would climb across on the house on. It's pretty
oh
funny.
yeah.
It's nice.
So yeah, maybe somebody's like climbing it. You know what? Somebody's got to get up there to clean up the chimneys. So maybe maybe that's what it is.
Get the chimney
Maybe.
sweep.
Yeah, dude, world building lore. There we go.
Oh
I love
yeah.
it.
But
Oh,
no,
and
this is cool.
thanks, man. But speaking of chimneys, too, last thing, then I'll show you the rest of it here. I did want to make this like chimney on the outside kind of similar to the like more washed
Is that
out texture
is that
here.
clay on the chimney that I see?
What's that? Oh,
Is that a
clay.
yeah?
Yeah, you
So
already
here
know.
it might do you well to mix in some of that clay block on the other White House. Kind of
Mm.
show like, hey, if something's kind of white, it's still the same material as this over here too. That way you kind of have like running themes
Yeah.
throughout the city.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good idea, man. See, it's so funny because I had designed these like I don't know, probably like a month ago at this point, and then I was
Yeah,
just working on this weekend, and I actually field trip. I actually, and you probably saw. I know you have notifications on and everything, but I did use some clay in this build down here that I was working on in my last video, and so
yeah,
like clay has just been on my mind, and I use it like you can kind of see, dude. I can zoom really far. Wow. But you can see like the clay, yeah, down here, kind of used to tie into the copper roof as well. But yeah, I think that's a really good point, dude. Like, yeah, maybe tie it in over here. I guess I just never thought of it because, I didn't
yeah.
plan
Just
this out.
it all adds up onto each other, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. Maybe tie it in a little more.
Yeah, because like yeah, my mind just kind of goes to like you're probably using the same building materials for a lot of stuff in the city. So like if whatever material that may be, uh, got used on their chimney, and same thing was used on that house. Maybe it'll be used on some other things throughout your city.
Yeah, no, for sure. And I even think like when you're saying that, that brings up a good idea in my mind too. Like this, is white powdered concrete. I think it is. But
Mhm.
look, it's like, dude, that's like really similar texture to clay. That's just like I can't zoom out. Well, I guess I could just regular zoom here. It's like pretty similar, like texture wise. So like, I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know. Those could kind of complement each other. Like maybe slip them in like a little here, maybe a
yeah.
little like here. Oh, you're getting the ideas going, dude. All right. I'll show you the inside here and just a little bit around the
Oh
back.
man,
So very, very green, very lush. Here's that acacia you love so much.
that's my
It made an
favorite.
appearance.
It's
But
just ooh, it's just I can't say it. We got to keep it PG.
I was gonna say the acacia is gonna get me canceled. Damn. We'll get away from that and we'll go up here where this is like the lush interior. Obviously, it's a smaller build, so you're seeing a lot of the exterior walls inside. So it's kind of a lot, but I do like it. Like I feel like the person that lives here, like this would be like their living quarters, and they're definitely like
Yeah,
very maximalist. So they just
yeah. I
have
don't think it's a lot at all. I think
stuff and
it looks like what it's supposed to. Someone lives here.
yeah, yeah, it's very lived in. So crystals and whatnot. So
I take this room. Come on now.
yeah. Hey, you know what? Well, next time next time you stay over, you're staying up there.
All right.
Well, then if we continue back here, this is like the greenhouse section of it. So it's a real small little greenhouse. But you can see like the glass in here
Yeah.
and just a lot more plants. And this kind of like leads out into the backyard where they have some beehives and some more flowers and like shelves and whatnot that you could buy here and kind of looking just at the back. This is what we're dealing with. So maybe a little more gray, but I don't think like you probably won't see it from this angle too much, but I did try to still make it like maybe not as cool as the front, but still kind of works out. I think it still kind of has that same vibe that I wanted to like capture with this.
You know, the devil's in the details. So it's
Yeah.
like, yeah, maybe it's not going to be seen all the time, but
Mhm.
if you ever catch a peek here, it's not like, oh, he's wearing half a suit.
Yeah. No, exactly.
You put the full coat of paint on.
Yeah, which kind of speaking of, don't look at the side or the back of
I would never.
Yeah,
I'm
we'll
actually
just
blind in my left
go
eye.
like that so you can't see it.
Yep, blind in my left eye. I can't see nothing over there.
Perfect. Well, yeah, I think that's about it. Like, I guess there is this little like alleyway, but we kind of already covered like these builds and stuff.
Hmm.
I guess is there anything else that you wanted to mention, or like any like final closing remarks on these as a whole? Like, should I do I delete the channel or
I think you need more acacia.
more acacia?
Yeah,
Uh,
just the road should be acacia. The roof should be acacia. I actually take back everything I said. All of this should be acacia.
all right, well, you heard it here first, folks. Next time you see the world, everything is gonna be acacia.
Minecraft, but it's all acacia.
Minecraft next video, Minecraft, but I can only use Acacia. Well, guys, that is it for me today. I hope you enjoyed this video. This was a lot of fun to make, a lot of fun to bring Robbie in. Super good time. Little bit different, you know, for the channel, but I hope you still enjoyed it. If you did, please consider subscribing and sticking around for the next one. If you guys did really enjoy this, who knows, maybe I'll bring him back or bring some other of my friends on, you know, to judge my builds or whatever. All kinds of cool stuff like that. I'm open to ideas. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.
You gotta hit the you gotta do the outro. You gotta hit the outro music.